I knew that the honey helped people with the eyes, because it's been going on for thousands of years. But when people reach out to you and say, I'm not wearing my glasses no more, my eyes are not dry no more, my eyes are clear, my dreams are so vivid, then you know, and they tell you. I found out about applying the honey in the vagina from women that were doing it and talking about how they were having, yeast infections, it was a little tainted down there. Some problems they was having. What I mean? Yeah, it was a little expired. And they went ahead and they put the honey up in there and it was refreshed.
Not just any honey.
Not just any honey. Yeah. So we talking about the stingless bee. All right. The stingless bee honey.
Yeah, I put that in my food.
Yes. Oh, that's good.
Oh, okay.
He was like,
I was making oatmeal with that, bro.
What's it gonna do? What's it gonna do to me?
Describe myself in 2 words, rich and unemployed. These stones cost 2 birds. Let it count it when she bored. Deposit hit, checks clearing, ayy, nothing void. I know that ain't my ex calling, null and void. Where we going? Money going up.
All right,
Money
welcome to the Rich and Unemployed podcast. I'm your host, Jonathan Dupiton, aka Finesse. And before we get started, make sure you guys check out the Patreon for the exclusive content that comes out before YouTube. And also check out www.richunemployed.net for the merch. I got a very, very special guest today, son of the late Dr. Sebi. Go ahead and introduce yourself, brother.
Peace. My name is KT the Arch Degree. I had the honor of being brought up underneath the teachings of Dr. Sebi, and I'm currently here in the world just sharing the message, helping people get better one life at a time.
Okay, you say KT the Arch
Degree.
Arch Degree, what does that mean?
So my brothers are red and blue pill, and I'm their younger brother. So they was like, we the twin pillars, because they're twins, they're identical twins. So they go by the pillars. So they was like, because you complete us, you would be the arch degree over the pillars. So together we're like a threshold. We're able to take people from one state of mind to another.
So when you say red pill, blue pill, are you talking about the same way that other people use it now? With like they use that towards?
No, that was way before the communities came out. They got it off the Matrix. People would call him that because red, he's real. He's the party guy in your face. He's that style. So he's like taking the red pill.
Gotcha.
And then my other brother, his twin, blue pill. He's more laid back and cool and everything like that. So he went by the blue pill.
That kind of remind me of Riley and
Hugh and Riley.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, definitely.
Okay. So how many kids do your dad got?
Sebi got lost count. Lost count. He got a lot of children. We talking about well over 100 all over the world. All over the world, bro.
100?
Yeah. There's children of his that people don't even know exist. They just Johnny Appleseed.
So when another child pop up, do you be like, is it Cap or?
Well, it'll be easy to tell because he got very strong genes.
Very true.
So you can't come fronting with him.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like his son Victor Bowman. Like the minute you see Victor and his style, like
you automatically know.
Oh yeah.
How many kids you got?
5.
5.
Yeah.
Are they spread out around the world?
Not spread out around the world, around the country.
Around the country?
Not around the world.
Do you plan on having like
more? Yes. Yeah. Definitely.
Okay.
I can't keep all this to myself, man.
I feel the same way, right?
Really?
I feel exactly the same way. I'm just getting started. So, do you believe in marriage?
Yeah, I believe in marriage for sure.
Are you gonna get married?
Yeah, but not in the traditional sense of America, because you know how they got things lined up here. You gotta have that paperwork done real good.
Tell me how you plan on doing this.
Well, you can do marriage through affidavits. You can do your own paperwork. You're not supposed to deal with the state, because when the state gets involved, they become the husband.
You hear that?
The state becomes your husband. You know what I mean? To the wife, and then you're kind of like, you're like a side piece with a lot of responsibility.
I feel exactly the same way. I plan on having multiple wives one day. One day, you know.
One day.
But it's always gonna be that one person that feels like they should be the one that, I should be the wife.
I mean, you know, everybody's going to want to be the main one, you know, but it's like when you're dealing with community, right? You're having different women around you because women are powerful. It's like when we talk about multiple wives, automatically women think like we think less of them, but it's actually we're thinking more of them.
Oh man.
Because it was like,
Preach.
You know how to handle this, you know how to handle that, you know how to handle this. And all I have to do is be your rock. Can I be your rock? Can I be your rock? Can I be your rock? As long as they got their rocks and their foundation, they're going to thrive. Their womb, their vagina is not just for the creation of life in the sense of a physical creation, but also through the creation of ideas and concepts. This is why the Black woman is used as a vessel by the man, right? Or by the government or whoever you want to call them to facilitate the creation of so many things. They got to keep her in check in order to do so and keep us out the way.
So I don't want to talk too much about relationships, but do you explain this to them as you're building?
I mean, some receive it, some don't. You know, some just don't understand, and I can get that because if women are brought up in America and they're brought up in this type of society, you can't expect them to just understand. The only thing that you can do is lead by example. You just have to show up, you know, and you don't have to ask women to perform in a certain light, because if you're executing things a certain way, they're going to automatically fall in line. That's just what they're going to do. If you find yourself asking and wanting it, you ain't there. You ain't there yet. You ain't there yet. They're going to come to you and be like, I think this might work. You know, and when you give them that type of power, when they get to pick and choose who that sister is or who the other one is, it's a whole different situation than you bringing home 2-3 of them like, y'all probably in the living room to get to know one another. Like, it ain't going to work like that.
That's dope, man. I look up to you.
I'm still learning myself. What you talking about?
I look up to that, man. I mean, ain't too many people can do that. You know what I mean?
Nah.
So tell me exactly what you do, man. You have a bunch of products in here.
Yes.
Let's break these down. Well, first, before you break them down, what do you do? Actually?
What do I do? Okay, I do a lot of things. So first off, because I came up in a world where disease wasn't the boogeyman. AIDS wasn't the boogeyman. Cancer wasn't the boogeyman. Diabetes. None of these things were anything that could not be handled. They were all the common cold, damn near. Because I was right there with Sebi and my mama going around the world healing people. So whenever somebody was sick, it was like, oh, protocol and you straight. So as I got older and I started getting around other people that are sick, and I'm like, well, why aren't you doing this? Why aren't you doing that? Oh, that don't work. You know, hospital, medication, this, that, and the third. I just couldn't understand why people would not just want to take the most simple route in order to get better. But it was something I inherently was around. It took me a long time to recognize, oh, you were in that environment.
Right.
So, you know, Superman going around talking about everybody can't fly. You know what I'm saying? No, you from Krypton, homeboy. You know what I'm saying? It's totally different around here, man. Nah, we ain't flying. So instead of me sitting on a high horse or thinking I'm somebody like super special, I got real humble and I was like, okay, let me share what I know. Okay, so are you eating properly? Okay, you need to get rid of these 5. And the 5 is like the meat, the dairy, the soy, the starch. And what am I missing? The soy, the dairy, the starch, the meat, and it's gonna come back. It's gonna come to sugar, me, but it's 5. Nah, it's not the sugar. It's not sugar. It's gonna pop back up. But these are the main things that you need to like let go of. And I know the argument with meat happens a lot because there's a lot of people that eat meat and they actually do well. And then they compare themselves to vegans and then they're like, I know a lot of sick vegans, but that's because you're comparing yourself to like starchitarians, people that are eating potato chips and tofu and everything like that, right? You want to get rid of the tofu, you want to get rid of the soy because the soy is going to mess with your hormones. That's why we got the term soy boy now, right? Because you got a lot.
Soy boy.
You never heard of soy boy?
Is that the kind of...
Yeah, but that happens because the soy affects the hormones in the male and creates an abundance of estrogen. So now they become more feminine. And you'll have people argue that point and say, oh man, I'm from Indonesia, or I do Qigong all the time. And I know people that been eating soy and they ain't no problems. And I'm like, yeah, you talking about soy that's in Asia, which is not the same GMO soy here in America. 1, 2, you're talking about a group of people that have been eating soy for thousands of years.
Yeah.
So their body is adapt to it. And this is when you get into the term phenotype. So a phenotype is a type of body that somebody has, right? That has a specific physiology, a specific way they process things based on their genes and the environment they live in. So if you got an Asian that's in Asia that been eating soy for all these thousands of years, their body got the enzymes and everything necessary to break that food down. But then you go to Congoloid people, right? You went from Mongoloid, the Asians, to the Congoloid people. These are the Negroid people. This is us, right? The black folks. They wasn't around a bunch of soy like that. They wasn't eating that. So they don't have the enzymes. So now when they try to break the food down, they have trypsin inhibition, which is something that stops you from breaking your proteins down. And then you got something that messes your hormones up. So now you effeminated and you ain't digesting your food and getting nutrients in. So yeah, if you vegan and you on just tofu, yeah, you gonna the guy eating the burger and the chicken gonna look a lot better than you.
Okay, so I consider myself somewhat vegan. I would say maybe like 80%. You know, like I don't want to ever give myself a title because I don't want to be that strict.
No, I got
because
you.
I will eat some lamb. You know,
Sebi wasn't a vegan.
oh,
He had the term. That's why he had the term alkaline.
oh okay.
Okay, so let me explain what alkalinity is, because this is a misnomer. You got Sabians. You got a whole cult following of Sabi. They be coming at me. I'd be like, bro, I was there. You about to tell me, but it ain't on the list. I'm like, the list was made in the 1980s during the crack epidemic. You know what I'm saying?
What list is this?
This is Sebi's list. Dr. Sebi has a list of foods. So when you deal with people that follow Dr. Sebi and carry on his food and his nutrition and everything, they'll argue with you. And they'd be like, how you gonna say to tell people to eat this? It's not on his list. But I'm like, the list was made in the 80s. I was there when the list was made. And that list was based on the crack era in like New York and the inner cities where there was no food. There was hardly anything to eat. So he was like, okay, these are foods that y'all can get access to, right?
Gotcha.
That are not compromised, that will provide you with nutrients that you need. And as he traveled the world and learned, he adopted more and more stuff as he went on, but people don't know that. They just stick to this old list. And Sebi was never nobody that was married to anything. He always learned more and more. And if it didn't work, he dropped it and he moved on.
Got you. Huh.
Yeah.
See, I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't even, how I came up with the way I eat, I just feel like, okay, if I eat properly 90, 80% of the time, then I'm good.
Right.
You know, it's not wrong or bad for your body to cheat sometimes. Like, I don't try to eat too much sweets at all. But you can eat like, you know, a piece of meat or something if you wanted to. You know, people are like, no, I'm a vegan, I can't touch that.
Yeah.
It's not gonna do nothing to you. You know what I mean? Like if you're keeping your body up, you know, if you're working out, if you're eating properly, eating a lot of fruits and veggies, juicing a lot, smoothies a lot, you can eat, you know, a piece of meat if you want to. You know what I'm saying? A piece of bread or cheese or whatever. Right. So that's my eating. You know what I mean? And I try to explain to people, like, you ain't gotta be so strict. Like, how do you eat?
So I didn't come up vegan. I came up alkaline. And the difference between vegan and alkaline is that vegan just means you're eating all plant-based products, which means you can eat an Impossible Burger, you can eat a Beyond Burger, you can eat tofu, you eat all this stuff that don't got nothing in it.
I hate that. Yeah.
Alkalinity is this. You have a pH scale, parts hydrogen, right? The scale goes from 0 to 14. 7 is neutral. That's what distilled water is. 0 to 6.9 is acid. 7.1 and up is alkaline, right? Now, Sebi was like, you need to eat things alkaline because alkaline translates to voltage, energy, and electricity. You got accounts payable and accounts receivable, okay? When you're dealing with acid, eating too much acid, that's taking from you. That's something withdrawing from your bank account, okay? Rich, unemployed, you got a whole M up in there. Every time you eat acid, it's taking 10 racks, 50 racks, 100 racks, right? But when you eat alkaline, it's deposits.
Got you.
So now you getting 100 racks in. You getting another M. You about to go to the Billy now. So he was like, I want Billies. Let's go alkaline. I eat for electrons. I eat for the energy. I eat for the deposits. So whatever food that is, what food do you eat that's going to give you deposits? What's going to give you the energy and electrons that you need? That's how Sebi ate.
But is that 100%? Because he ate lamb. Because I know he said lamb was okay.
This Sebi ate iguana. Sebi ate iguana. What you talking about? People ain't gonna want to hear none of this. But Victor Bowman, right? His son, he sells rattlesnake because rattlesnake helps with cancer, libido, gets that thing up and going, eczema. Rattlesnake. Now, how you vegan, but you selling rattlesnake though? Right? Because he says the same thing. It's a difference between being vegan and being alkaline because it's about chemistry, not about being a cult. You know what I'm saying? And you know, a lot of this vegan is, you know, save the animals, and it's a new term.
It is.
There was no vegan when I was coming up. Sebi never even used that term. It was vegetarian, and vegetarian was open. You know, so you got fish, and any other animals that would actually provide energy to you. Fish is very different, and you notice because the minute that you cook it, you can see the texture of the meat. Yeah. You see how it breaks down. But then when you get into chicken, you start getting the red meats. You know, they're more fibrous, they're more dense. So you gotta chew more. You gotta use more of your saliva. Our saliva isn't acidic. Like when you deal with tigers, lions, wolves, their saliva is acidic. Tigers actually got barbs on their tongue. They got like Wolverine claws on their tongue. If they catch you, you get bit, they lick you, your skin coming off with the lick.
Didn't know that.
Coming right off. And then they got acidic saliva, like Komodo dragons. They could break a whole goat down just from their spit alone. So we don't got that. Unless you eating real bad out here, you know, and that breath humming, you might have some acidic saliva, you know? But we have more of an alkaline saliva. We have amylase. So we alkalize a lot of the foods and everything that comes in us. But if all we're eating is acid, and this is what Sebi was on, he was like, yo, we so acidic. We need more alkalinity so we can kind of balance our body back. Our blood is alkaline.
And this is where disease come from, acidic.
Yes. So disease, you know, a lot of people break it down into dis-ease, but I like to compare it to a cell phone. It's real simple, right? Everybody got a phone, right? So your phone got apps, right? Got all these programs that can run on this phone to help your life easier, right? These are like energy pathways in your body, okay? These apps are only as efficient as how much storage capacity the phone got, right? And most importantly, how charged the phone is. Is your phone charged, right? Because the minute that charge starts to drop, I don't care if you got the iPhone 100. You ain't downloading no videos. You ain't playing no games. You ain't sending no messages.
Shit, you did.
Exactly. So that means that our body is based on charge. So how do we charge our body? in order to ensure that all of our apps continue to work correctly. Alkaline, getting more energy. Now, alkalizing don't even have to be consuming food. It's something as simple as what I suggested to you the other day. I said, go outside and...
No, he told me the charge. Wait, the term is. The term is.
Come on with it.
That's
how it was a minute ago.
Hold on. I use this shit all the time. He said, go to the park for like 30 minutes and, ground to the ground.
Grounding, that's right.
Ground yourself.
Yes.
And, I didn't think that could do anything to like for sickness. I just felt like if you go ground, that was just to like recharge your body because we don't get enough of it. I didn't think it was gonna do anything like towards mucus.
So the earth, you have terminologies in science like cathode and anode, right? These are devices that are able to exchange positive and negative charge.
Yeah.
We look at a battery, we know positive and negative charge, right? They work together in order to keep the energy flowing. Well, that works in regards to the earth and the sun. The sun is a cathode. It's constantly hitting us with a bunch of electrons, a bunch of negative charge. Bow, 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 bow.
Negative charge.
Negative charge.
Which is not bad.
Which, I'm glad you brought that up because when it comes to the insides of our body, it's flipped. I know our terms in society is keep positive people around you. You gotta be positive. You gotta be positive. Positive this, positive that. In the body, it ain't like that. It's the exact opposite. You want negative. And the reason why you want negative is because negative minus means potential. Potential. In order to create, you have to negate. And the best way to understand that is we love women. Why do we love women? We love women because they got vaginas. Vaginas are invaginations. That's the only way that we're able to create in this world, right? We have to, there's a pocket, there's a negation that we have to place our force and our energy into. And in that, a life can now take form and come into this world. You have to negate. So with negative ions, that's potentiality, that's potential.
Got you.
And the more potential you have, the more energy you have.
Okay, so the sun is negative, the ground positive.
Ground's positive until the sun hits it, and now all of the earth becomes negatively charged. It's saturated. Imagine the sun being a shower and is showering water down on the earth, and the earth's getting wet. So now you go out barefoot and you step in the wet grass. But instead of that being just water, it's actually energy and charge. The bottom of your feet is called what?
I don't know.
The soul.
Oh.
Right?
I thought it was some more other shit.
No, I know. Be like, man, we don't gotta go that deep.
All right.
Bottom of your feet is the soul. The sun is also called soul. And inside of you, you have a soul. So when you take the sole of your feet and you put them in the ground and the solar energy hits the ground, you're going to pull all that energy up into your body, into your soul to reinforce it and make you stronger. That's what charges us, the connection with our environment.
So there's some people that don't ever charge, that don't ever ground. What happens to these people?
You don't see these NPCs walking around here? Come on. Yeah, when you're not charging, when you're not connected, you meet people all the time and you can tell there's a disconnect. You're trying to get certain points across to them. You're trying to speak and communicate with them, but there's nothing there.
Now, can you charge with water like the ocean?
I'm glad you brought that up. So water is the battery. So water is H2O. It's a Mickey Mouse sign, right? Big head, two little ears. The big head is the oxygen, two little ears is the hydrogen. The hydrogen side, the two ears have a positive charge. The big face, the oxygen has a negative charge. So now what you have is something called polarity. You have a plus and you have minus. So what happens when sunlight hits water is it causes the water to split. And the splitting of water now creates positive charge, negative charge. Now you have battery. Mm-hmm. That's how the blood actually flows through our capillaries. It's not the beating of the heart, because the heart isn't a pump. The heart actually does the exact opposite. The heart is there to slow blood down. That's what it does. It's like a valve. It's a vortex. Mm-hmm. And what keeps the blood going around all these capillaries, which are our blood vessels, are 60,000 miles long. 60,000. That goes around the earth 2.5 times.
Yeah.
In your body. Mm-hmm. Just yours. Mm-hmm. You pull them out, you could go around the earth 2.5 times. That's a long way for blood to go. You telling me the heart pumps and it's going to send blood through 60,000? That's a hell of a pump. But if you use other dynamics of physics, which would be charging water and something called proton pumping, now the water moves itself. So that's actually how our blood moves around. That's why blood is mainly plasma and plasma is mainly water. Because it's the water, it's the plasma that's the driving force behind the bloodstream.
Mm-hmm. So is it safe to say that anything that's earth will charge you?
Yes.
Rocks. Mountain.
The tree. People be like, man, it's cold outside, KT. I ain't about to take my socks off. I'd be like, hug a tree. And if that's too sensitive for you, just be real cool and lean up against it.
What does that do?
The tree, right, reaches up to the sky, but it's also
on the ground,
grounded deep in the earth. So that's like the ground sideways. You just touch it, and that's like you putting your feet in the ground. Because just like the soles of our feet, we have like the white part, and then it's brown on top. Where else is that on our body? On our hands. So we could do the same thing with our hands and put them on the tree, and we'll get that grounding effect.
And it'll warm you up.
Warm you up, charge you up, heal you up. How many times I done had colds and everything like that? I went and leaned on a tree, and the tree be like, I'll take that off you. Give me that. They've been here a lot longer. They know what they doing. So yeah, the ocean, ponds, lakes, rivers, streams, sand. Sand is real magical. Let me tell you about sand. Sand is similar to our bones. It is a property called piezoelectricity. Okay? Piezoelectricity means that I could take a quartz crystal, right? Think of a barbecue lighter, right? With the long spout. You hit it, right? Click, click, click. The fire comes. What happened to make that fire come? There's a crystal inside. There's a little hammer. The hammer hits the quartz. The mechanical force of the hammer hitting the quartz turns that force into current. The current then lights the gas and makes the flame. So when you put your pressure on sand, which is gypsum, and quartz crystal is silicon, you're putting pressure on that sand. That's like a hammer hitting it. It's releasing current. This is why when you're on a beach, you could walk for miles. You ever seen somebody losing breath walking on a beach? Man, I'm tired. You could walk forever. And you turn around and you be like, yo, how long we been walking?
Yo, I did that one time. I was walking for a long time.
Did
I
you
look back.
Was you tired?
Nah.
Was you out of breath?
Nah.
Because you was a perpetual energy device. Every time you stepped on that wet sand, you pulled it up. Then you got it's a 1-2 punch on the beach. This is why beaches are beautiful. So now you walking, doing that, right? Then you have the shore, which is the suds and the bubbles, right, of the water crashing in. Anytime you got crashing water, now you got negative ions everywhere. It's called the Lennard effect. So it's almost like a jelly of negative ions all around you. Anytime it's a waterfall, water hitting rocks, the shoreline. So you just juicing yourself up the whole way and juicing yourself back. That's why people don't break up on the beach. Like, you know what I'm saying? Ain't no arguments on the beach. Ain't nobody breaking up on the beach. You know what I'm saying?
Did you have to go to school for this, or your dad taught you?
This is life. This is life. This is life. This is the collection of lessons and experiences in life, and having the hunger to research and study and help people. You know, a lot of my information comes from helping people in the feedback that I get. you know? I knew that the honey helped people with the eyes, you know, because it's been going on for thousands of years. But when people reach out to you and say, I'm not wearing my glasses no more, my eyes are not dry no more, my eyes are clear, my dreams are so vivid, then you know, and they tell you. I found out about applying the honey in the vagina from women that were doing it and talking about how they were having, you know, yeast infections, it was a little tainted down there, some problems they was having. You know what I mean? Yeah, it was a little expired. And they went ahead and they put the honey up in there and it was refreshed.
Not just any honey.
Not just any honey. Yes. So we talking about the stingless bee. All right. The stingless bee honey.
Yeah, I put that in my food.
Yes. Oh, that's good.
Oh, okay.
He was like,
I was making oatmeal with that, bro.
What it's gonna do to me? So bees are hybrids. The honeybees that we know of, Apis mellifera. All right. They're kind of like cows because Apis actually means bull. It means cow. So the same way they clone cows for the dairy industry for milk, they also did this with the bees to create honey. But the honey from honeybees that are in all the stores is predominantly just sugar, a lot of sucrose. Not saying they don't offer no benefits, and I definitely won't hate on Manuka. Manuka is probably the best out of all of them. But they all come from an original bee, which is the stingless bees. They're very small. They only yield honey once a year, and they're from the tropical regions of the planet. Mine come from Honduras specifically, which is where Dr. Sebi spoke of them the most. And this is the honey that you could put in your eyes. You could put in your ear for ear infections and tinnitus. Women can put it in the vagina for PCOS. For their the toning of the vagina, because that's another conversation. Yeah. Okay, so we know we have a lot of women that have been having fun, you know, and it might not be what it used to be, and they looking for something to create that snapback effect. You know, they do different things for that, but one of the greatest things that they can do is actually put this honey down there, because this honey in Honduras they call it sun gel. Because it's essentially the only way you could hold sunlight in your hand. You ever tried to hold light?
No.
Right. Exactly. So you can't hold light, but I like to compare it to did you ever watch the Ghostbusters?
Yeah.
Okay, so when they would trap a ghost with all the beams, they would throw that trap underneath them, and then it gets sucked in the trap, right? So imagine polyphenols. These are magical molecules that are in plants. That's what they do with light. They're like little ghost traps that are able to trap sunlight into it and hold it in there. It takes 500,000 flowers to make 4 ounces of this honey. 500,000. That's a lot of nectar. That's a lot of polyphenols. That's a lot of light. So if anybody could figure out how to take the sun and turn it into something you could hold in your hand, it'd be the bees.
But you just said they manipulating the bees.
The honeybees, yes. Oh yeah.
Damn. Like, who would think of that? Like, wait, they're cloning them? Not breeding them. They're cloning.
Manipulating their genes. You know, it's just like with the foods. This is why Sebi had a list, because he was like, there's a lot of foods that are compromised. He was against carrots because they're like, carrots is hybrid. That ain't no original food. It's Queen Anne's lace. Queen Anne's lace is the original carrot, you know? And then when you, it's like white, actually. It's a white carrot. And you see Queen Anne's lace here in Georgia in the springtime, you see the flowers start coming up. It's like a white umbrella-shaped flower. They're everywhere.
So what food are you saying that hasn't been compromised on? Because I'm pretty sure
at this point, everything.
Right.
But no, when you go to places like Honduras and Costa Rica, places in Central America, if you don't see any industrialized community there, and there's been the same group of people living there for thousands of years, then that's some real food there. You know, and you know it when you eat it.
Oh yeah, you can feel it.
Have you ever had a mango off the tree?
I haven't had a mango, but I've had I've had coconut off the tree.
Come on, what that water tastes like.
Man, like life.
Yes.
Life.
Yes. You know, that's what the IVs used to be
Really?
in the hospital? Coconut water.
Coconut water.
That's what Gatorade was. Coconut water. And then they made Gatorade off of that. You can't find a better electrolyte hydration combination than coconut.
Right.
Yeah.
I would rather drink coconut water all day than regular water.
Who wouldn't? And then what else is able to refrigerate water in the sun? Like coconuts don't be in the fridge, but when they crack that thing open, that water nice and cold.
Nice and man.
I'm like, how you keep it cold too, though?
So okay, you have another honey too.
Well, it's the same honey. So this is the drops. Okay, these are the drops right here. This is the one that I put in your eyes. Mm-hmm. All right, and I have it in the drop form, so it's just easily applied.
Okay, same thing.
It's the same honey. It's just two different sizes.
Okay.
So this is the 2 ounce and this is the 4 ounce, and then this right here is the applicator
for the
ladies right here. You know what I'm saying? So this is the large applicator right here, and you pull.
So for the people, let me dumb it down for the people. This honey right here, okay, for the women, let's go ahead. Commercial time. Listen, for the women that need to get a snapback on their coochie.
Snapback.
If you have a little odor, basically this is going to repair. This is going to give you a whole new vagina. That's according to Dr. Sebi.
Renovations.
Renovation.
We're gonna flip it.
It's gonna get you right back.
Flipping
you know what I mean?
Man.
You just can't go get any honey, not out the store.
Stingless bee, specifically Nesut nectar, which is
nectar.
The name of this particular stingless bee honey. I called it Nesut nectar because the Nesut biti is a title in ancient Kemet, ancient Egypt. It's a bee, and it actually means king. It's a royal title of uniting the upper and lower kingdoms of Kemet. And then nectar is exactly what the bees are harvesting to create it. And it's, I just wanted everybody to kind of get their taste of royalty again, because this is like one of the most premium things.
What if I put it on my penis?
Oh, well, so when you getting into the sexual talk, so for the men that want to serve their women, mm-hmm. There ain't nothing better than the drip on there than this honey.
Drip on it.
Drip on, yeah. Just put some on there. That's gonna help you do your job, and she's not only gonna get the best experience that she's had, but you're nourishing it at the same time. I'm just saying, huh?
Hey, I can't argue with that.
Now you said, can we put it on ours? Of course, mm-hmm. because this honey helps with fertility. It's going to increase testosterone, mm-hmm. and it's going to increase fertility as well. Mm-hmm. So, if you ain't trying to procreate, if you ain't trying to create nothing, you got to be mindful of that, because that thing going to have it popping.
For sure. Now, it's people out there that say, oh, you shouldn't be using honey, or you shouldn't, because you put it in your smoothies, you put it in like a lot of foods, and they're like, oh, you should use agave. Are they just talking about the honey that's in the stores that is not natural? I guess natural honey,
right? They
always try to say, oh, you shouldn't use honey.
Well, they're talking about the honeys in the stores, definitely.
What about the wild honey?
Well, like I said, wild honey is called wild honey not because of the bees. It's called wild honey because of the flowers.
Okay.
So honey is usually categorized based on the flowers that the bees are pollinating and they're getting their nectar from. Uh-huh. Even when you say Manuka, there's no Manuka bee. It's a Manuka plant. It's a Manuka bush in New Zealand that those bees pollinate and get nectar from. And based on the properties of that plant, mm-hmm. right? Just like with the mad honey. Have you heard of mad honey?
No.
Oh, that's the psychedelic honey in Tibet. They grow all the way up on these cliffs, huge combs. These cats go to heights where if they was to slip, bro, they die before they hit the ground, falling so far. Mm. And they'll cut these big slabs down, and when they taste it, because it's from a chrysanthemum flower that has all of these psychoactive properties, so when they eat the honey, it's like taking 20 mushrooms at one time.
Oh, that's too much for me.
You know what I'm saying?
Tried it?
Nah, I ain't had that, honey, but I do mushrooms though. Matter of fact, Sebi gave me mushrooms as a baby when I was 10 months. That was my first mushroom.
How much? You don't know.
No. He just gave me like a little. He just gave me a little bit. And you know why? This is what's so ironic about it. He gave me mushrooms because in the beginning, remember I said Sebi drops things when he finds out it don't work? I'm the reason why Sebi learned about soy. Because he was feeding me tofu. Him and my mama was feeding me tofu and stuff. And she was eating and it was in the milk. And I got constipated. Mm-hmm. Like I wasn't going to the bathroom. Mm-hmm. And nothing was working. So he gave me mushrooms. And I
psychedelic mushroom.
I laid like an egg. It was a ball of soy came out of me when I boo. You ever boo a ball before?
At 10 months.
At 10 months.
A psychedelic shroom.
Yeah. And again, when I was 5, I had shrooms throughout my whole childhood.
Was he growing his own shrooms?
They grow wild in St. Croix. You look for the dung of a cow.
Yeah.
And 3 days after a thunderstorm, they start sprouting up.
So you saying I should give my baby some psychedelics?
Yeah. Microdose. Yes. Now, I deal with blue honey. Mm-hmm. I take the Nessuit nectar and I mix it with the psychedelic mushrooms for like 6 months. Mm-hmm. And then I strain it, and then you can microdose that because this is one of the best adjuvants or cofactors to take with mushrooms for guidance when you go on your trips. Mm-hmm. And then I also have microdose capsules also.
Wow.
Yeah. But you don't put that in your eye. So yeah, they just need to. There we go. Look at that. So this is an applicator, right? They pull it right up in there, and then they put it down there and shoot it up.
I got somebody who testing my baby.
I'm about to say, here you go. This is yours. This is yours right here. And they're gonna lay down for about 30 minutes. I would say put their feet up like on a pillow or something. They're gonna sit for 30 minutes. It's gonna get absorbed all in the walls, and it's gonna smell so good down there. They're gonna feel good. They're gonna feel all energized, and they can do it daily.
Pregnant women too?
Yes. Yes.
Very interesting.
Yeah. So this honey is amazing. One of the only sweeteners that diabetics can use. And the reason why diabetics can use stingless bee honey is because stingless bee honey has the rarest sugar in the world called trehalulose. The bees, they are getting the nectar out of all of these flowers, fruits, and everything like that. And usually when they make honey, it's usually sucrose, which is what table sugar is, right? Mm-hmm. They have an enzyme, the bees. They convert sucrose to a whole nother sugar, and that sugar breaks down 3 times slower than sucrose. So the issue with diabetics is the minute they get sugar, their blood spikes, right? Mm-hmm. Because it's being processed so fast. Mm-hmm. But when you deal with trehalulose, it goes 3 times slower. So let's say it took you 3 hours to digest something, now it's taking 9. So that's a little bit of sugar being pumped in the blood little by little, as opposed to it being a deluge or a flood wrecking the whole town. And your body's able to manage that better. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Speak about diseases for a second. All diseases can be curable.
Of course.
HIV.
Yes.
Herpes.
Yes. You know how many herpes cases we got where we done help people get rid of it? Like gone. Most people that got herpes don't even got herpes. They ain't never had no breakout. They went to the doctor. Doctor gave them a reading and it was like, yo, yeah, you tested positive. But the positive test is based on antibodies.
Yeah.
And the antibodies are not personalized to just the herpes virus. Mm-hmm. It's actually a generalized antibody. So you could be suffering from an infection. You could be suffering from anything. But just because of that high number, right, they're going to say that. And now you walking around sad, hurting. 3-4 years went by. You ain't had no breakout or nothing like that. But you like, I got herpes. Over half the people who get diagnosed with herpes don't even have it. Now, I'm not telling all of y'all. That's, you know what I'm saying? That's having the breakouts and everything like that. So yeah, I really don't, because KT said I don't got it, baby. Like, nah, son. Herpes is a situation where your collagen has been compromised. It's the connective tissue that have broken down, and through friction and the rubbing and everything, you end up having blisters. It's not a viral thing because they've never isolated the herpes virus. Mm-hmm. They never isolated the measles. They ain't even isolated the corona. So a lot of these different viruses are really, they're called that because that's just the boogeyman. That's the pass the buck. I want to blame it on this person.
When you take this COVID test, it's not really saying you got COVID. You just got something else. You just got something going on in your body.
Well, when you first of all, a PCR test is not designed to tell you whether or not you have a disease. The PCR test is there to amplify genetic material. It takes a small amount of genes, and it does something called a polymerase reaction, because that's what the PCR is, polymerase chain reaction. Polymerase is an enzyme. This enzyme is a genetic enzyme. It takes a small genetic piece, and it makes more of it. It makes copies. So if you take a PCR test, they're taking an insignificant quantity of genetic material and they're amplifying it to the point where it's like, oh man, look at all this genetic material you got now. It's like, yeah, bro, because you just took it to FedEx and made copies.
I've heard your dad say it's only one disease.
Mucus.
Mucus.
Right.
So it just depends on where that in the body. What do you think COVID is?
You really want to know?
Yeah.
You sure?
I think they want to know too.
Okay. COVID is a radiation disease. It's based on biosensors. So you was just talking about the test a minute ago. Most people got swabbed, right? They got that long swab stuck up their nose. And everybody hears the word swab. And when you think of a swab, what do you usually associate a swab with?
Mouth.
No.
Like the Q-tip? Like,
there you go. Q-tip. Perfect. What is a Q-tip?
Cotton.
Right. So if you think of a swab, they're just sticking a long cotton swab up my nose, right? But it's not cotton. It's zirconia. It's actually glass. If you put the swab under a microscope, you know what it looks like? It looks like my man from Evil Dead. That bat that had the wrapped up barbed wire around it. It's spikes of glass at the tip. That's what that is. That's why everybody that gets it, they like, it's uncomfortable because they're shoving microscopic glass shards up the nose, twisting it till it breaks, and you're leaving pieces of the glass in the nasopharynx along with heavy metals. Now, why is heavy metals a problem? These are biosensors. This is what the Internet of Things is about. They use the biosensors in order to transfer information and things for medical history. So essentially what COVID is a technological hacking disease where no longer is the 5G towers the antenna, me and you are. They're able to use bone, blood, and tissue in order to transmit the network that we use to look at girls twerking all day.
Okay, man, you just lost. Okay, hold on. So what the hell is the point of them putting the glass, the metal in your nose?
Because they need to put graphene oxide and other metallic things inside of you in order for the signal to get bounced off of.
So
they're cyborging you.
They finessed us.
Yes, definitely.
Have you took the test?
No.
But
that was the test.
Yo, listen.
But that doesn't mean people can't clean themselves. People can't purge themselves. I tell everybody, yo, God is real. So yeah, a lot of people might have separated themselves from God because this was a huge decision and choice for people to make over this past 4 years. And now everybody sees, oh, that was a big mistake. And they're like, what do I do? What do I do? I've made that decision.
We talking about a decision to take the actual
take the jab or the test or whatever, anything to do with the pandemic that you're now regretting. I don't want anybody to ever think that they cannot redeem themselves. Yes, you can. Because to say that you can't, you're saying God's limited. You're putting man above. You're like, oh, this thing that man created is just that bad that it's more powerful than the Almighty and the Creator. And that ain't so. You know what I mean? Or you're saying that God's that petty, where he like, you made the decision. You know what I'm saying? He says, y'all can't get too far away from me. You come back, it's open arms. You just got to come back. And how do you come back? You come back through grounding. You come back through hugging trees. You come back by walking by the beach. You come back by drinking green juice. You come back by sun gazing. Why? Because God ain't a micromanager. He set nature and this environment so that there was something for us to interact with and interface with to get everything we need. That's why he is ever pervasive in everything. You just have to tap into it.
God.
COVID is technological. It's radiation. It's 5G. It has nothing to do with no virus. It ain't that.
You know what? This is what I thought when this COVID shit, when they shut the city down, they shut the world down. And then as they shut this world down, I see a bunch of people just putting up a bunch of, like, it was a bunch of workers out. Like, working on, like.
Putting up 5G towers.
That's what I thought. Like, okay, this shit don't seem right. What are they doing? What's going on?
Yeah.
I thought it was 5G.
Yep, and that was then. It's 6G, 7G, 8G, 9G, 10G. All that's coming. You know, they have the Internet of Things. They have the Internet of Body of Things. All these papers are here. Y'all can all look this stuff up. The research ain't that deep. You can look up biosensors. Look up wide body area network, WBAN, LBAN, PAN, personal area network. It's all there, and they'll break it down to you that the body is being used as a device. We are the device now. They're using us. And why would they want to use us? Because we are the greatest storage devices that exist that can't be cracked. So when they want to store and transfer information without other people being able to decrypt it, that's what the body is for. They're able to use us to transfer info. That's what cookies and how much information do they want out of you with these cell phones and these apps and everything like that. Man. All of this is data points. You see what I'm saying? Because the more information they have on how you operated in the past is the greater that they can predict what you're going to do in the future. You know, and this is what AI is all about. They're going from AI to OI, which is artificial intelligence, to organoid intelligence, where they actually are now taking brain tissue and using brain tissue to educate AI technology so the AI can think like we think.
Are you against AI?
I'm not against AI because AI is really reflected us. You know what I'm saying? Like it'll never exceed where it gets its source from. So you might say, are you against guns? And it's like, yeah, if the person who's using it don't know how to use it right and they going out and killing a bunch of people. But you know, if somebody comes up into your home and they acting reckless and you got to protect yours, then yeah, I'm with it, you know? So it's the same thing with AI. It's like, how do you use it? That's what matters, you know?
You know, at first I was against AI. I just felt like it was going to make us dumb. You know, if everybody get on this AI wave and let the AI think for us, well, I ain't got to write a book no more. Let's just give it to AI.
Just give it to AI.
This shit out.
Right.
Oh, let's give AI this shit and edit for me. Let's get everything AI. But, you know, like, it's a balance. You know, you have to use it for what it's for. And if it's used incorrectly, I think that we're going to be dumb as hell. For the people that we are.
Gonna be?
For the people that misuse it. I mean, AI already been here. You know, they just put that AI term on it. But like we've been using AI maps on the phone. Like when we use these technologies, like before we used to use a map, or we could just go straight off of
memory.
definitely.
Yes,
You know what I mean? We could go through this whole city just off memory, but now it's like you done been to a place 10 times using maps and can't remember how to get there. It's because you done took
handicapping yourself.
Right.
Exactly.
Now, if you apply that to everything now, you basically now when the world shut off one day, which it probably will, like they turn a button, ain't no more electricity, ain't no more internet, we gonna be fucked up, stuck, can't think.
Look, man. So the thing with AI is like you just gotta use it properly, because there are people that are using it to become millionaires and billionaires as we speak right now. You know, you don't compromise your intelligence in regards to what you use it for. You know, like you got a bike, you use a bike, you get on a bike, you ride the bike. You know what I mean? You don't put a bike on your back and run down the street with it. You know what I'm saying? You got to use it the right way, you know? And that's all AI is. And of course they released it free because the reason why they want it free is because we're teaching it. You know what I mean? By using the AI, by creating the prompts and everything like that, we're the ones that are educating it and making it more powerful. And the science of AI is the same as the science of our own minds, our reticular activation system, which is the manifestation network we have in our brains. In order for us to manifest things and bring things into fruition, it's based on not what you ask for, but how you ask for it. And that's what prompts are. Prompts are not what you ask for, it's how you ask for that. So if you ask the correct way, then the AI responds the same way. That's exactly how the universe works. You just have to know what to ask for, how to ask for that thing, and then you'll see that thing manifest based on the work.
Gotcha. With this technology, like cell phones, you gave me a pair of glasses. What was the glasses called?
The blue blockers.
The blue blockers.
Yeah. I left them in the car too.
You said what?
Okay,
Really?
he got some on right now. Nice. Yes.
Now, with technology and all this stuff, comes with a lot of radiation.
That's right.
Isn't that radiation causing disease? Or is it's like it's doing something to us?
Yeah, well, most of all of the COVID symptoms are all radiation symptoms. Losing the taste and the smell, that's radiation. You know what I mean? And that's because we're getting beamed. Like, let me give you an example. 5G is 30 gigahertz to 300 gigahertz, okay? And to get an understanding of what that is, a gigahertz is 1 billion cycles per second. If you're looking at a wavelength, 1 billion cycles per second. So when you say 30 gigahertz, you're saying 30 billion cycles per second. When you say 300 billion cycles per second. So it's like, okay, 300 billion waves. Okay. Well, waves are a verb. It's not a noun. Okay, so what's being waved? We're talking about the after effect of something else. So you're getting hit with something so powerful that it's causing 300 billion waves to be formed. And you can't even see it. And it's all day, every day. So they say, oh, it's a cell phone. This is non-ionizing radiation. But what does that have to do with anything? Oh, because ionizing radiation is what's harmful. What's an example of ionizing radiation? You know, X-rays, cosmic rays, all that stuff that mutates you that we know is very harmful. But see, phones and all that is non-ionizing. Well, non-ionizing, that's true. It's not going to hurt you like the ionizing unless you're using it all day, every day.
Which we do.
A drop of water hitting you on the head once, twice during the day, if you got a leak in your house, ain't going to bother you that much. But if that thing dropping every second and you strapped to your bed and it's just tap, 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 that thing will drive you crazy in like 3 minutes. And this is what we're dealing with. We got it in our pocket right next to our testicles, right next to our prostate gland. Women right next to their vagina and their ovaries, and their breasts next to their mammary glands, and wonder why we getting cancer. because we're getting this constant beam of radiation. Now that's just the 5G. You brought up blue light. That's a whole other conversation. This is what comes off the screens. All right. Why is blue light harmful? Well, blue is a very rare color in nature because it dominates two very important things: the sky and the ocean, or any body of water. Because when it's nighttime, there's no more blue. There's no sky, and all the water is black. So blue tells our body it's daytime. It is a signal for what's in our inner space. Our inner space don't got eyeballs. It needs to know what's happening outside in the world. So it gets it through emails and memos, right? And stuff like that. And those emails and those memos are in the form of light frequencies. So when you up at 2 a.m. on your phone, getting hit with blue light, you're telling your body it's 2 in the afternoon. Then the screen is bright. So now you got color temperature. Color temperature is probably 55 to 6,500 Kelvin. What is that? That's 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
What is that doing to you? What is that?
When you're sleeping, you're resting, you're regenerating, you're producing melatonin in order to unload all of these negative ions to heal and regenerate the body. But guess what? Melatonin is based on darkness, but you're getting hit with full daylight. So melatonin level is going to drop. Do you know what has an inverse relationship with melatonin in your body? Insulin. So when melatonin goes down, insulin goes up. When insulin goes down, melatonin goes up. And this is how you get diabetes from watching TV.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Them late night binging.
That's crazy.
You Netflix and chill and get a whole medical bill. You know what I'm saying?
Man, I binge watched some shit the other day, like 6 hours.
Yeah, put the blue blockers on. Put the blue blockers on. Let me show you how deep it goes. Back in like the 50s or the 60s, they had a whole movement going on. I might have the decades mixed up. Y'all do the research. But they started saying, yo, the children are eating paint chips. And because there's lead in the paint, we need to start removing all lead paint from now on. Right? Because I know you've heard about lead paint, right? Yeah, no more lead paint, no more lead paint, right? Why? Because the babies is eating paint chips. In your lifetime, have you ever seen any kid eat paint chips before?
No.
You any paint chips? No? Okay. So, you know, anytime you want somebody to do something without thinking, just say it's hurting the children. You know what I'm saying? Why would they want to remove lead paint from the homes?
Because
here we go.
Of the technology, because of it blocks radiation.
There we go.
It blocks radiation.
Look at them neurons firing. That's what I'm talking about.
I've never seen a kid eat.
Come on.
No. Why would
Superman is all powerful. But hey, put that kryptonite in the lead box, he won't know it's there. So how else am I gonna get frequencies, 5G and all that stuff to permeate through your walls and through your home, affecting you so I could see through your house and see your body and connect with you as a network if your paint got lead in it and I can't get in there? So get some lead paint, y'all. You ain't hear that from me.
Is it still?
Yeah, there's still lead paint. Yeah, they got EMF shielding paints and everything. Listen, there's a whole world out here where this is known. People understand this science and they hack in their house all types of ways.
Wow.
There's people that go to sleep with they take a copper wire and they tie it around their toe and they'll put the copper wire out their window and into the ground so that they're ground as they're sleeping. And they have beautiful dreams and the best rest and they get up feeling like the Incredible Hulk, like they could bench press a house.
I don't know none of this stuff, but I feel it. You know, I tell myself sometimes like, yo, I need to get away. I need to go to a country where I ain't got no cell phone, no computers or nothing. I just with nature. And I just feel this, you know, like
we got there's a lot of spots in this hemisphere for that. Central America, South America.
What's the best country?
Well, you can't beat Honduras, baby. This is where I get the honey from. You know what I'm saying? And they still got temples down there. They still have like for instance, this Bontana oil. Ooh, smell that.
Yeah.
Huh?
Fresh.
Right?
Coffee.
So this comes from the Mesquita people in Honduras. They don't have no wires. They don't got none of that. And you ain't just going up in that spot. There's a lot of people that went up in there and never came back out.
Wait, what is this?
This Bontana oil is an oil that is to help regrow your hair, get rid of grays, alopecia, lush, vibrant hair, as well as you can eat it. It's a saturated fat. It helps with testosterone and it helps with asthma, cleaning out the lungs. They use this for everything. They cook with it. They put it all over their body. And they have the most beautiful hair you'll ever see. I'm talking about the women have it up in buns and they'll pull that thing out and that thing will just drop down, look like a black wave. Gorgeous.
Need to go there.
You know, but I'm bringing them up because you mentioned and I need to go, and there's so many places like that still exist.
Well, I asked you this because why are you still in America?
I got work to do. Service. Yeah, still got service. You know what I'm saying? I'd love to disappear and just be gone, folks. You know what I'm saying? But look at all the stuff we talked about tonight, and you know, some of this information might not connect with certain people, but some of this information will, and who knows what it does. I'm at events. I might even be in Sprouts, Whole Foods, Farmers Market. I'll run into somebody and they'd be like, yo, I've been listening to your information for the past 6 years, 7 years. I know kids that were in high school that graduated from college and they meet me after college and they like, yo, you helped me through my whole college and everything, man. I'm married now with children, all based on you. When you hear that, then yeah, it's like, yeah, how do I run off?
Gotcha.
My work's not done. I still have, people still don't know what hemoglobin is. How can I go anywhere and people don't even know what hemoglobin is? Why did Dr. Sebi say you need iron? You need iron because iron is what is in the center of the heme molecule in hemoglobin, which carries the oxygen in the red blood cell through 60,000 miles of blood vessels, bringing all that oxygen to your tissues. Why do you need oxygen in your tissues? Why do you need oxygen at a campfire? Okay. No fire, no oxygen, no fire. No oxygen, no fire. We're 98.6 degrees. Combustion, liberating energy in order to constantly do what? Right? Rich and unemployed. You grind. You have to be astute. You have to be sharp. The neurons got to be firing. You got to be on the swivel. You can't be thinking about your respiration at the time and your heart beating at the time and when is your hormones pumping. Your body needs to handle that, and it ain't going to handle that if you ain't giving it what it needs. And that's where the products come in. That's where the type of food you eat comes in, because when you eat chlorophyll, like let's just put vegan aside. When we say eat plants, we're saying eat chlorophyll, because chlorophyll is green. So we understand green when it comes to making money. That's right. I want green. I want to stack green. Well, you need to stack the original green up inside you too, because that chlorophyll is going to cleanse your blood. That chlorophyll is going to give you energy. That chlorophyll is going to make you look young, you know? And people see me all the time, ask me my age or find out my age, and they be like,
yeah, that was crazy.
What you on?
I thought you were younger than me. I thought you were younger than me.
I get it all the time, right? You know what I mean? I feel, and it's funny because I feel like I'm 18 inside. Like I still feel like how I did, like in my like just becoming 20, like early adulthood. You know what I mean? It hasn't changed. That fire is still there, and you know, of course, I have my colds, I have my fevers and everything that pop up from time to time, but they quick, they in, they out, you know. And I make sure I take all my stuff.
Daily.
Like this. This is what I got right here. So what if I told you I had a 6-month detox in 6 hours? Hold that. So that is a dried up flor de pato, otherwise known as duck flower. Duck flower, when you consume it, you go through a real violent detox that lasts about 6 hours, but it's equivalent to having a detox for 6 months.
Violent.
Throwing up, urinating, defecating.
This.
Yes. Coming out of
No,
every
you
hole.
don't.
Oh yeah. You feeling lighter,
Whoa.
feeling brand new. Yes. The duck flower.
I definitely take that.
So we got duck flower. This is Tekanu. Tekanu is, I call it Tekanu because Tekanu is the Kemetic name for obelisk. And we know what an obelisk is. An obelisk, you know, Washington Monument. It stands straight up. You know what I'm saying?
I can vouch for this. He gave me some of this. Actually, he had, what's your boy name that was
Mr. G.
Mr. G. Mr. G was
shout
over
out
here.
to Mr. G.
Was like, yeah, every time I need to go hit my wife, man, I take a scoop of this, man. I'm going like I was a teenager. All right,
Let's see.
let me try this.
Right. Huh? Hey, this is staying here.
Yeah, this right here, you know what I mean?
Yeah, this is staying
This how you
here.
right. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's gonna have you. It's just the feeling that I get from it, like you don't feel it instantly, but like as soon as you get around a woman, it's just like
It comes.
something's already start firing up inside you.
There
like,
you go. Yeah.
So I can vouch for this. I can vouch for this.
Work says needed. Yeah.
And it's not too strong. It's like it's just I don't.
Oh no, it's the base is actually the Nessu nectar honey, and then it's a collection of herbs. So usually when you taste herbs, they're bitter, which is a good thing because bitter makes your liver secrete certain juices. It helps you digest it, alkalizes. But because things are so bitter, you don't really taste what different herbs taste like.
Yeah.
But with this, you kind of it almost tastes like a bitter chocolate to me.
Yeah,
That's the flavor I
yeah.
get. I'm like, it tastes like bitter chocolate. With a little sweet on the back end. And what I like doing is I like mixing it with fresh juice. I usually juice strawberries, blackberries, and pomegranate. And then I take a scoop of that and stir it in there and drink that together. And that's the one right there.
That's the one.
Yeah, mixed with some juice. So that's the Tekanu. Of course, we got sea moss. You know, Dr. Sebi loves Conjus crispus. You know,
Explain the importance of sea moss, man, because you know, it's a lot of talk around like, hey, you need to get sea moss. This shit right here, this
and that's
fresh,
that loud, right?
this fresh out the sea. Nah, for real.
Yeah.
What does sea moss actually do for you? Because like you take it, but you don't feel nothing.
So check this out. Life began in the oceans. That's
Humans?
where life started.
Not humans, just life.
Life, period. And in the oceans, the first foods were algae. Algae falls in the same categories as the liberation flag. You got red, black, and green. You got red, brown, and green. You got the red algae, the brown algae, the green algae. The green algae is chlorella, right? That's these tablets right here. The brown algae is bladderwrack, which is great for women losing weight. All right. Kelp also is brown algae. And then you got red algae, and that's where the sea moss comes in. So sea moss is an umbrella term, and there's different types of sea moss. So, you know, a lot of people that be like, oh, the Jamaican sea moss, St. Lucia, and everything like that. Those tropical sea mosses are called gracilaria. That's one type. But then you have the Arctic cold water sea moss, and that's what Conjus crispus is. All right. This is called Conjus crispus because that translates into curly cartilage. So this is collagen, cartilage. You know how people be drinking bone marrow soup and stuff?
Yeah.
That's the plant version of that. You're giving your body stem cells. I'm going to repeat that again. What does sea moss do for my body? It gives you stem cells. A stem cell is a cell with no identity. It can become any cell it wants to be. And whenever you're dealing with a body that's deficient in things, you need all the help you can get. So stem cell could say, report to the liver, report to the lungs, report to the heart, report to the brain. And that cell can become a neuron, a hepatocyte, an enterocyte. It can become the cell it needs to be. And that's one of the main things CMOS does. Second thing CMOS does is it's a demulcent. You have a skin on the outside of your body. You know you got a skin on the inside of your body too? It's called the mucus lining. Okay? From the opening of your mouth to your anus, your digestive system got a whole mucus lining. The vaginal canal, that's a mucus lining as well, right? And that's a skin. It's an internal skin. And this is why Sebi said all diseases is mucus, because when that skin becomes compromised, now you have excess mucus blocking passageways, clogging up the body, as well as allowing things to penetrate deeper in the body that normally wouldn't be able to. So it soothes your mucus lining. All right. And then the last thing, not the last thing, but the third thing I'll say, hair, skin, and nails is going to make your hair great. It's going to make your skin great. It's going to make your nails great.
Okay. How do you use this? Do you just, you soak it. Some people soak it for a couple hours or a day, like 24 hours.
Yeah.
And then they can either put it in a smoothie. Can you make a tea out of this?
Yes. So this right here is so magnificent because it holds 200 times its weight in water. 200 times its weight. Imagine you being able to bench 200 times your weight.
Right.
It does that, right? Which means it is a master of being able to utilize water. Well, you're 80% water. Holy snap. So you telling me if I take this, it's going to teach my body how to use water, my battery, more efficiently? That's where the energy comes from, right? So you soak this in water about 4 hours, and this thing is gonna turn about 10 times its size. It's gonna be like that. Like them little toys when you was a little dinosaur, you throw it in the bathtub, right? So then you strain the water, you take the reconstituted CMOS that done been soaked, you put it in a blender. Whatever level it comes up to, you're gonna put half that amount of water in it. So if it comes up to like 8 ounces, put 4 ounces of water. If it's 4 ounces, put 2 ounces of water. So it's a 1-2 ratio. That just means half of whatever amount of CMOS is. Then you blend it. And when you blend it, you're going to have a gel. You pour it in a mason jar, you put it in the fridge, and it looks like Jell-O. Then when you make tea, you scoop it, you drop it in the hot water, it dissolves. And then you drink that tea. Or you put it in a smoothie, or you eat it straight, or you put it in your hair as a conditioner, or you put it on your face as a face mask. Or you could use it as some lube. Multifunctional products over here. So I'm
lube.
You know what I mean? Ain't nothing gonna be better than some sea gel.
Some sea gel.
You know what I mean?
It's that loud for real.
Now, when you combine the gel and the honey, now you have a hydrogel.
Yeah.
One of the greatest wound healers. I don't care what type of cut, slice, laceration, burn, whatever you got. You mix the gel with the honey and put that on that issue, is gonna heal it right up. I have a guy who had bed sores on the back. When you got bed sores from laying in the bed in the hospital, them things don't heal. You know, they there indefinitely. They put the hydrogel on there and it healed right up.
Man, nature is beautiful.
You know, these are good for herpes breakouts too. Put the honey on the breakout and it goes away. Yeah.
I think, what did you tell me? You had another honey.
Wait. Yeah. That was the blue honey.
Was it the blue honey? Because I put it on, I think I was just putting it on my lips were dry. I was like, man, I'm putting it on my lips.
You put the blue honey on the lips.
Putting it everywhere. Because your man was like, yo, I put it on, he said he put it on his knee or something. And he went, when he was in Honduras.
Yeah, that was the honey mixed with the gel he did, and it helped him out. So this right here is Geefy tea. I think I gave you a taste of this last time, but go and take a swig of that.
It don't have, what is it?
That's that mystery juice right there.
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
Tastes like some alcohol.
Tastes like a shot of something, right? So
You want something? Give it to him.
yeah. Here you go. Knock that thing back real quick.
Like some liquor. A little Patron there.
Huh?
Tequila.
So this is called Gifiti. This is from Honduras. Gifiti is a term in Garifuna. Garifuna is a group of people in Central America. They're in Honduras too. Mr. G, he's Garifuna, some of the realest people on the planet. And it's a Garifuna term for bitters. So when you say Gifiti, you're saying bitters. And that's what this is. It's a collection of herbs distilled down into this. It's almost like a liquor. That's why it tastes like that. And you take it as shots, and it helps with colds and fevers and blood pressure, chronic conditions, autoimmune diseases, breathing issues, brain fog. It helps in the bedroom too. It's like you can combine these things. You take this and some Tekanu and some sea moss tea.
Ready to go.
All weekend.
All weekend.
What y'all do this weekend? Each other.
Word.
Yeah. It's warm. As it goes down, it's warm. It heats everything up. Yeah.
This is dope. So like you just be in the lab just cooking up shit.
Yes.
Basically.
Yes. Matter of fact, the other day, my CMO, Stenzea, she's the CMO. She helps me marketing everything. And she had brought up a product that was it was like a serum for like rejuvenation for the skin and everything like that. And when I looked at the ingredients, it was like hyaluronic acid and vitamin C and a couple other things. I was like, that's just sea moss gel, some honey, and some Indian gooseberry. Mm-hmm. You get the same effect. So before I knew it, I was in the kitchen making up my own version of that thing. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And then I emulsified it and turned it into a milk. And then I tasted it and I was like, yo, this tastes amazing. Mm-hmm. So that'll be next.
You know? In my eyes or something.
Mm-hmm.
You feel it?
I feel mine alone. I got shot. So
it's
it
gonna
went
go
down, but like now I kind of feel it like
it's gonna go where you need it.
Yeah, it feels weird. I feel it all over here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I need to
see when people see all this stuff, they get intimidated.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot.
It's a lot.
It could be a lot, but it's like you don't get intimidated when y'all go in McDonald's and they got a huge menu. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. You could have a table full of snacks and a bunch of bullshit, a bunch of processed foods.
It's no problem.
Right.
Look at the ingredients on the back of one of those processed foods, and it's more stuff than everything that you got on the table. It'd be like 50, 60 things. There's over 100 things that goes in the Popeye chicken sandwich. When that chicken craze happened, which was 1 year before COVID, I said it on my live. I was like, yo, whatever they doing right now, next year we really gonna see. And that was 2019. And then next year we got hit, right? Mm-hmm. But I showed the ingredients. Yo, it looked like an essay. Like, why you need that much stuff in a fried chicken sandwich? Can't be good. So people get intimidated, but it's like, yo, look at the ingredients of what you eating right now.
It's just so easier, like we could just go buy it and we don't give a damn.
Look, if you hunting, I ain't mad at you. You hunting your deer, you defeathering your chicken.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You setting traps for pheasants.
Yeah.
Catching rabbits and stuff. I ain't mad at you.
Right.
That's a whole relationship. Like you're going after it, you setting the thing up, you pulling it in there, you going through that whole by the time you done and you're eating it, there's all types of energy in that food.
Right.
You
now
put
listen,
a lot of intent in there.
Now
you
listen,
know what I'm saying?
I can relate to that story because I went to Haiti and
oh man,
I really wasn't eating. Wait, this was 2014. I think I just made the transition of like stop eating meat or whatever. Okay. But when I was in Haiti, I was like, yo, listen, when I'm out the country, all this shit out the window because I know this food is pure. So my dad bought a chicken off the side of the road, live chicken. Bought it. 2 hours later, I forgot all about the chicken. He's like, yeah, the chicken we bought, here you go right here. It's like, damn, I ain't bet. So when I started eating chicken, this was the best chicken I ever tasted in my life. And you could feel the energy from the food. I never felt like this. I was like, you know what? I'm never eating chicken in America. I'm not eating no meat in America because I know it's not the same. Because I've seen this live chicken. It's not no little chicken wing. You know what I'm saying? I don't know where the chicken wings came from, but this chicken right here, I've seen them buy it, whatever they did to it to prepare it and came back. It brought life into me. And I felt it throughout my whole body. And I was like, yo, this is different. Why did you, when I say Haiti, why did you say?
Yeah, because, you know, when you dealing with just Dr. Sebi himself, his grandfather's Haitian. You know what I mean? So a lot of what he is and what he stands for, he's the main one that was like, he don't need to go to school. He need to learn naturally. Who Sebi became has a lot to do with what his grandfather instilled in him. So it's them Haitian roots. But when you say Haiti and you say chicken, you're gonna automatically think about doing that work. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That work. You start thinking about doing that work. You talk about Haiti and chickens.
Was he into that?
That if he was, I'm not aware of it. But my thing is, whether you into that or not, it is what it is. Like, they use it. Like, what do you think? What do you think Popeyes is? What do you think KFC is? Damn. You don't think that's a huge?
That's magic. It gotta be.
Yeah.
Because it's so addictive.
All that blood they spilling with them chickens ain't putting no intent behind it. Yes, they are.
Oh, wow.
Yes. And then the people eat, like when you looked at they clone Tyrone and they started eating the chicken and started tripping, they put an intent in that food. So now you're eating it and they're transmitting their intention into you.
Why do you think they make movies like that, right? You know,
because
they put it in your face.
They have to serve notice. When you become, you know, somebody who's wealthy and got a lot of money and everything like that, to keep things balanced, right? You have to serve notice. You got to let the people know that you dogging them out. So they tell you. And then it's up to you whether or not you want to take warning or ignore. Now, if you become ignorant, then they don't look as bad. Because it's like, yo, I told you I was finessing you, son. And you just want to keep getting finessed? Bet. I'll take all your energy, your life force, everything. What else you got for me? You ain't doing nothing with it. And that's how a lot of them see us, is they don't even know the blessing they got.
Right.
I do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, when I seen that movie, I was like, yo, this shit makes perfect sense.
They clone
it's in
Tyrone.
The food, it's in the shampoo, it's in the water. It's everywhere.
It's everywhere. It's definitely in the water. The water got phthalates in it, and phthalates are chemicals that cause your penis to shrink.
Who? What water? I don't want to drink that water. I don't want none of that water. Where's that?
most of the water's in the plastic bottle and the water in the faucet. They're called phthalates, but it's spelled with a P. P-T-H-L-A-T-E-S.
So I mean, what should we it's a machine that alkalines the water?
You don't want to alkalize it. Alkaline water is
dead.
I don't even want to use the word scam, but it's just not what it is. Most alkaline water is going to revert back to being what type of water it was the minute it hits the air. It's gonna go back acidic. It's going to go neutral and then it's going to go acidic. It ain't going to stay alkaline. And then most of the ones that are in the stores and the bottles, the process that they do in order to get it up there is nothing that's going to be good for your body. Oh my God. And they be like a 10, bro. Like, yeah. People don't know, but bleach is alkaline. You know what I'm saying? Ammonia is alkaline.
Okay, what the fuck do you drink?
You know what I'm saying? I drink the purified rains.
Yeah,
from the rainbow. That's what people think. I eat like dewdrops every morning. I go outside and just pick each dewdrop off the blades of grass until I collect it. Oh, thank you, my Lord. You know, that sustains me. Tomorrow I will get more drops. No. So I like distilled water. This is what I like distilled water. I like to transfer it in glass, and then I like adding like lime juice, lemon juice, or I infuse it with a herb.
Distilled water from the store.
Okay, because distilled water is neutral. There's nothing added in there. Everything's out of it. It's just H2O.
You think so? They're not putting nothing in it.
Could. Could, but I know. Okay, so you have something called the dielectric constant, right? So the dielectric constant is in water has the highest dielectric constant. What does that mean? That means that it has the ability to pull everything into it. This is why to make soup, to make stew, to make food, to dissolve things, to do anything, you need water as a base, right? Because water is the universal solvent. Well, that's because water has the highest dielectric constant and it's able to attract and pull all the properties into it till it becomes like one thing, right?
Yeah.
Distilled water has the highest dielectric constant of all waters. So I like starting with that and then adding things into it to turn it into something. So like making my own water. Best water I would say would be water from a natural spring. You go to one of those places you talking about, you visiting, or you go up to the Blue Ridge Mountains. What are you talking about? There's beautiful, great water here in Georgia in the Blue Ridge Mountains. That's why they own all that land up there. And with all them little streams and stuff, and you go out there and you scoop that. They have a website called findaspring.com, and they show all the natural springs in the United States.
You can't just go take this water and go sip it. You want to go boil it?
No, you drink it directly. Yes. You've never just taken your hand and drunk water coming naturally down the stream?
I haven't.
Yes.
I thought it was like filled with
that's how you
fish shit.
No. Well, I mean, all food is shit, though.
What?
All food is boo-boo. Yeah.
What you mean?
Because in order for a plant to grow, it needs fertilizer.
But it ain't actually shit, though. It's like,
I mean, it was, though. It was, and it grew out of it.
Yeah, but... Okay, but what I'm saying is... Okay.
I know what you're saying.
Let's say
you're like you got all this like it's all this stuff in this water, right? But no, when you think of a spring is moving water. It's coming all the way down from the mountains. It's being filtered by all these rocks. It's spinning. It's splashing. It's spiraling. By the time it gets to the creek where it's trickling, it's filtered. Like how you have a filter with all them layers in your house. That's what that mountain in nature was. So it ain't no fish boo boo. At that point,
I would always think like, okay, if you was at point A of the mountain, I'm at point B trying to drink it. Let's say this motherfucker done pissed in the water,
right?
And I'm just, that's how I always felt.
I don't know about too many people pissing on top of mountains. It's real windy up there. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna splatter just a little bit. But if somebody peed on the top of a mountain, by the time it get to you, ain't no pee left. Ain't none. Because that dielectric constant is gonna break that thing up, disperse it. Uric acid molecules gonna break up. It ain't pee in that water no more.
Got you.
Because water's a cycle anyway. Like the water that you drink used to be in a rhinoceros's testicle at one point in time. Because he peed out, it went in the ground, it evaporated, turned the clouds, rained back down.
All right, okay. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Same water.
Okay.
Everything's recycled.
Okay.
You know?
Touché.
Now, I'm not saying drink rhino pee.
That's what I thought you was.
Let's not do that. But drinking pee is actually a good thing, too.
I've heard. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Drink all type? Nah. No, definitely not. I had to take that one.
He said, "I drink." Okay, I was say, nah. I've heard that it's people on TikTok that drink their pee, and I forgot what it do.
So this is the thing. So your body goes through a process. You're diseased. You're hurting. Something's wrong, right? Your body knows this. It starts making the chemicals. You have your own pharmacy. Okay, it's not going to come out through your snot. It's not going to be your earwax. What's the easiest way for it to come out? You urinating. So your urine is actually going to have properties in there to help rectify the problem that you have. People that got eczema, urine helps eczema. Drinking it and applying it on the skin.
Your dad believed in this.
Oh, yeah.
You drunk his pee?
Yeah.
You seen him?
I haven't seen him. I ain't say, what you doing right there? Thought it was lemonade. Like, no.
That, man, whew, I don't know. I mean,
these are options.
Yeah, options. Okay,
these are options.
Plenty more options.
It's options. There's people watching that be like, man, I've been doing that since '89. Man, he for real. You know. But with water, getting back to the water point, hydrogenated water is probably the best water to get right now. These are the waters that they have a device that adds hydrogen into the water, hydrogen gas into the water, or it's a bottle that spirals the water and it structures it down. But when water has hydrogen gas in there, that hydrogen gas, it just fuels the body because our body is fueled off hydrogen. We have mitochondria. These are the powerhouses of the cell. And when you get down to the mitochondria, which is responsible for making our power, they make so much power that one mitochondria is able to generate 30 million volts. That's the same amount of voltage as a lightning bolt. One mitochondria got lightning bolt power, and your heart got millions and billions of them things up in there, right? So we got all this energy. And what does a mitochondria eat? A mitochondria eats hydrogen. That's what fuels it. It's a hydrogen atom.
Off subject. Do you think the world is flat?
Do I think the world is flat? I would say this. I don't know what shape the world is because I ain't never seen it. I know NASA don't got no pictures. You know, in a world with cameras and smartphones, and you got pictures of Saturn, you got pictures of Jupiter, you got pictures of Pluto. Like, can you fathom the distance Pluto is from here? Like, Pluto is out there. You got pictures of Pluto, but you don't got no pictures of Earth. Everything is like Photoshop and AI looking. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, why can't we see our planet? Why haven't we been? I can't even say back to the moon. We ain't been to the moon. That wasn't no real landing back then. I knew it when Richard Nixon picked up the phone and talked to him. I was like, yo, y'all got, you call from the moon? I can't get good service in the parking lot deck, dog. You know what I'm saying? And this was in the 70s. I mean, 69 or something. So I don't know what shape it is. I think that the Earth is definitely different than how it's been portrayed.
For sure.
And I feel that Earth is more of a realm than a planet.
I believe so.
A realm.
I was trying to explain to her earlier, like, it was a map. And the map was like, okay, they got us, then they got the, Antarctica, which is the ice wall. Then they got these other bodies of water, bodies of land. I think it's even deeper than that. I think it's actually layers.
Levels on top of each
like
other.
It's levels, and it's something that you can't even describe.
I mean, it says the waters are separated from the waters, with the firmament, That's how our body is made. So it's like, if you want to get an understanding of like how your body works, then look at nature. Right. And if you want to get an idea how nature works, if you can't get it, then look in the body, because everything is going to reflect the next thing. Everything's going to be fractal. It's going to be a microcosm and a macrocosm. So we know that we're like a Russian doll, one in the other, in the other, and other, and nestled in. So it wouldn't be hard to imagine that. My thing is, show me NASA. Y'all got mad bread, bro, and y'all don't got one Earth picture.
They trying to hide something, and I wonder, like, why? Why wouldn't they want us to know the truth? What are they actually hiding?
If you know where you are and where you're at, remember, we started this whole conversation off with me saying that health, phenotype, all of that is based on you and your environment, right? So a polar bear is a polar bear because he knows his Arctic environment. A gorilla is a gorilla because he knows his jungle environment. If a human is based on his environment and you know where you're at, where you are, what's around you, that's going to make you more aware, But we all in the Truman Show.
Honduras. Can you describe the what is it called that you guys have out there, that your family has? The place that people go to heal themselves.
Oh, okay. So Sebi acquired land in the 80s.
How much land?
I don't know the exact anchorage, and he kept acquiring land after that. That was his whole thing, was to get land. Like, he even got keys. Keys are, they're like little small islands.
Oh,
like so he got keys out there. He got a lot of land, but he wanted to. Same thing I tell everybody. I'm like, yo, people ask me about health and, okay, what do I take? What do I do? I'm dealing with this. I'm dealing with that. And my first thing is, okay, how do you sleep? Do you get up and catch the morning light? Do you catch the sunrise? Do you ground? Where's your grandmama from? Oh, from Trinidad? Where do you live? Oh, you're in Chicago. Okay, when's the last time you've been to Florida or to an island or anything like that? I start understanding their environment and their light processing, because that's what matters first, right? So Sebi knew this too. He was like, yo, it's not so much the herbs and not so much the food as it's the environment. If I can get people out of that cold, out of that city, out of that pollution, out of that stress, and put them where their mama come from, right? Where it's tropical, where your soul's being fed, where you could pick fruit off the tree, right? They will have a much better chance. So he acquired this land, and the land had a natural source of thermal water. Okay, thermal water has to be, man, one of the most powerful medicines on the body, for the body, and for humans, for health, because what it is it's infrared infused in the water. So remember when I said when the sun hits water, it turns to a battery? Well, when you got sun in the water already, because it's infrared and it's hot, now you have battery water. So you actually are sitting in a liquid battery, and it's able to just, pardon me, it's able to just charge you up, give you all the energy that you need. That's what Mr. G was talking about when he was saying with his knee and everything, he put it in them waters. He came out and he was able to walk around with no problem. So he acquired this land. He acquired, he brought the water in there and made all these pools and everything. And he just wanted to create a village so that people can come down and have somewhere to go. So, you know, when I go down to Honduras, the Honduras is a village in itself. When people come down there, it's such virgin land that the prehistoric feeling that you end up getting, something you ain't never experienced before. It'll you won't even be thinking about home, thinking about the things you need to do, because you'll be so connected and drawn into the jungle, drawn into the land. And the thermal waters are all over. They have areas where there's thermal water so hot that you could cook food in it. They got water right next to it that's ice cold. So it's volcanic hot here, and then it's ice cold right next to it.
In the same
spot. Mystical. Like stuff like, I know a lot, and there's things in Honduras I cannot define. It's just all it's like Jurassic Park. It's like going back in time, you know? So that's what Sebi wanted to do. He wanted to replicate that so people had a space to come to experience such a thing. And you was mentioning, why am I still here? And that's exactly why, because I got work to do. I got things to build. I want to take all of what I learned from Sebi and throughout my life and be able to create a place for the people to come to and get the grounding and get the light and get the herbs and get the frequencies, you know, that they need in order to not just, I don't want to just heal people of disease. I want to help people attain potential. We spend so much time just trying to feel better. We don't even think, yo, what's my 100 look like? You know what I'm saying? So that's what I want to do.
Where did your dad acquire all this money from to buy this
land?
land?
From well, first of all, in Honduras, money's a little different. So you know, you might have to spend a lot of money for 10 acres of land here, but in Honduras, especially back then in the 80s, it was easy to get land down there. It was inexpensive. But because the herbs, the knowledge, the information that he learned in Mexico and in Honduras, he was able to take that and bring that here to the States, and the people here didn't know. There was a lot of health communities, but you know, everybody was pretty much talking the same thing. Folks was eating tofu and doing all types of other wild stuff. And he was the first one that came and talked about the gorilla and the polar bear, which introduced the concept of phenotype. He the one that talked about food gene consistency, right? Asians come up in here, they got Chinese places. The Italians come, they got Italian food. Everybody come, they got their food. Where's our food at? Where's our food at? Right. You know what I'm saying? Can I get me a soursop shop? You know what I mean? Can I just get guanabana on the dime? You know? So he was like, he introduced all these concepts, all this new thinking, educating people on how the body really works. Nobody was talking about mucus is the only disease and our body is electric.
Yeah.
You know? So, and now being in 2024, all his information is common information, even though he still gets a lot of smoke from people hating. It's like, what are you talking about? When you look at the leading scientific communities, all of Sebi's information is being validated one way or another. You know, matter of fact, Yoshi Osumi, Japanese scientist, got the Nobel Peace Prize, what was it, like 2016, 2017, for autophagy, which is a fancy way of saying the benefits you get from fasting.
Yeah.
He got a Nobel Peace Prize. Sebi was telling people to fast. That was his main thing. Yo, you want to get better? Stop eating. Because digestion takes so much energy to break all that food down, all that energy down. And that's if you're eating something you're supposed to. If you're eating something you're not supposed to, this is where the meat thing comes in. Meat takes a lot longer. The digestive system of a lion, a tiger, a carnivore is 1/3 the length of ours. So it's in and it's out. Ours, it stays in longer, so it could putrefy. It could get stuck somewhere.
Yeah.
It could create bacterial overgrowth and everything like that. So, you know, this is why there's all these practices to cure meat, tenderize the meat, break the meat down, do all the stuff to the meat. So when you do get it in your system, it can kind of get through there and you can get what's needed out of it. When you're dealing with fruits and vegetables and grains and things like that, it's going right through you, you know? But that's if you have access, right? Yeah.
I didn't even, like, when I got turned on to see your father, I didn't know he was already dead.
Wow.
I did not know. I was just like,
Oh, that's whack. Wow.
And you said he died in 2018?
2016.
2016.
2016, August 6th.
I learned about Dr. Sebi in 2019. Wow. Didn't know he was dead. Didn't know. How did he die?
He died in jail. Yeah, he died in jail. He ended up getting arrested, they say, because he was carrying some racks on him. Yeah, he had some racks in the airport. He said it was too much, but he actually had the paperwork for it, and it was underneath the whatever the limit was.
Yeah.
So really, it was another reason why he ended up getting locked up. And it wasn't the government involved with it. You know what I mean? A lot of people want to say, "Oh yeah, the government got him," and nah, government don't got it. The government don't got to do a lot of things to us because we do a lot of things to ourselves. When we have issues and problems in our community, it's usually amongst each other. We throw way more dirt on our name than anybody else does. They just get to sit on the sidelines and wait till we get real weak. And then they're able to move in and capitalize. But they're not the one doing it all. You know what I mean? We destabilize each other. So there's a documentary coming out that's actually gonna go into Dr. Sebi's life with a little bit of depth, and it's gonna be able to answer a lot of people's questions.
They say that Nipsey died because he was coming out with the documentary. And that was a reason, it's a bunch of conspiracies.
Yeah, I mean, I would have no idea of that. I mean, it was quite interesting that the minute that he started talking about Sebi and moving, in that particular direction, that
lost his life.
Yeah. That was
so. Why was he?
Day.
How long was he in jail?
He was, I'm trying to remember the date. I think he went in there like in August. No. Because he passed August 6th. It was earlier than that. He went in, I think, maybe more like in June or July.
And they kept him for months?
No, he got out and then he got arrested again, I think. And then the second time he was in there, that's when it happened. Yeah.
Due to just what? What was the...
Like I said, there's a documentary coming out. It's going to answer a lot of questions.
Whew.
People ain't going to be ready for it.
Yeah.
They ain't going to be ready.
Okay, man.
But like I said, yeah, ain't no governmental conspiracy with this one. Sebi, man, he coming up, he wasn't Dr. Sebi. You know what I'm saying? He was just father figure, you know? He wasn't even healer. He wasn't none of that. He was just a person that I was learning from, that was teaching me, that was providing values to me. And it wasn't until I started getting older that I really started noticing, like, he was a rock star. Like, he just was a rock star all of a sudden. I was like, yo. And I never looked back at myself like, yo, you was with a rock star this whole time? Mm-hmm. Like, I didn't even put two and two together until I started doing the work, you know, and being able to share with people, you know, the information and the stories. But yeah, man, he will always be missed. I'm glad we're out here doing the work. You know, I'm out here doing the work. Victor's out here doing the work. Sasa is out here doing the work. Ma'az out here doing the work. Mama Pill, my mama, is out here doing the work. You know, we're carrying his legacy on, and then a lot of people that he's touched and influenced. You know, you got cooks, you got chefs, you got people writing all types of books on herbs and everything like that. So, you know, his legacy is flamed out. You know, it ain't going nowhere. We're just going to continue to add to the information, continue to add to the legacy for the generations coming up, because the other side ain't slowing down.
They're not.
They banging hard. You know what I'm saying?
Hard.
They got commercials. They got banners. They got holograms. You know what I'm saying? So, like, we got a lot of work to do.
Okay, man. I hate the fact that it's not too much information out there about them. Like, when I try to, like, you know, YouTube them and try to, like, get just more information about it, it's just not enough.
Right.
And I just wish that, you know, like, I caught on to him, like, a little earlier.
Well, like I said, he has a few documentaries about to come out, including the Nick Cannon one. But which was him picking up, you know, where Nipsey left off. So it's gonna answer a lot of questions, explain a lot more information. But shoot, you know Mr. G. Yeah. You want to know more about Dr. Sebi?
Right next to him.
You know what I'm saying? He gonna be able to tell you, and I'll tell you what I know, and I let people know. It's like, I was a kid coming up with him, so my experiences with him is from that perspective, you know. And then when I got older, you know, I was grown and he was grown. He was traveling the world, doing his work, helping all these celebrities, going to Africa and all of the islands and everything like that. So I would be able to catch up with him when I could. You know what I mean? And in his mind, he was like, yo, I gave you what you needed. You definitely straight.
Yeah, word.
You don't need me for nothing. Matter of fact, he threw me a alley-oop with Left Eye. Yeah, I'm a ghostwriter on her last album. I also deal with music. So when Left Eye was still with us, he and Left Eye had a great relationship. He helped to heal her of her alcoholism and a lot of other issues she had, you know, dealing with the industry and everything. And she actually healed him too, with things that was going on with him personally. But at a point, like right after I graduated from high school, he was in town. And my mother was in California because she was working with him again, helping him bring the business back up. And she needed some clothes. So she was like, yo, pick some clothes up from the house. You're gonna give it to Sebi so you could bring it back. So I was like, bet. And I was like, where's he at? And she was like, he's at Left Eye's house. Now, this is like 2000. So you know where TLC was at that time. Like, that was Beyonce. You know what I'm saying? Everybody loved Left Eye, right? So I'm like, what you mean? Like, she was on my wall. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's on my wall. She's in my dreams every night. We talk about
my dreams.
You know what I'm saying? Left Eye. So I go over there And he introduces us, and then he dips and leaves me there with Left Eye. And then we just connected and hit it off. And she took me in her studio, and I don't even know her. And she like, yo, you want to help me with my album?
Wow.
You know, so I had a rare opportunity to link with Left Eye before she transcended and add to her legacy of work. Meet her family, you know. Big shout out to Ron. He's out here in Atlanta. They're revamping the Lisa Left Eye Foundation this year too. So there's going to be a lot of talk in regards to that as well. So, but yeah, that was a powerful experience. I was fresh out of high school, ghostwriting for Left Eye.
That's crazy.
Oh, I was loving that.
She was on my wall.
She was on my wall. What are you talking about? Now you're in my face. And she was such a beautiful spirit. When I say she embodied spirituality and health, like she just was, her energy was like on 10 all the time. Her eyes were endless. They were just big and white, clear, crispy, like diamonds. She looked like she looks through you. She looked like she looks right through you, you know?
He was in love.
Oh, yeah, of course. So. Who wasn't in love with Left Eye? You know what I'm saying? Beautiful, beautiful. Yeah. Rising power.
Do you think the way she died was a conspiracy? Or was it just...
Well, they say that the tire locked up in a Montero Sport and she flew out the window and hit her head on a rock.
She's the only person that died.
Yep. Yeah, in a full car. So, you know, like I said, I'm not at these places when these things happen, but I definitely hear from people, you know, what happens. And it's like, you know, if it seems like it doesn't add up, it probably doesn't add up. You know what I'm saying? She was definitely doing some powerful moves. Like the name of the album that I helped her with was called Supernova. She called it that because she said that's when a star is born. She wanted me to be on the album because of my intellect and how I thought. She was like, I need that energy and how you think on the album. She was with vibration. She was with frequency. Main thing I remember from her that she taught me, this was one of her number one sayings. And it's funny because it's one of the laws of thermodynamics. Energy doesn't die. It only transforms.
That's so true.
Yeah. So, you know, Sebi transformed. He's here. You know what I'm saying? What's the odds of the picture, bro?
What's the odds?
What's the odds of the picture situation, huh?
Met the man
how
that
that
took the
thing
picture.
lined up.
That's crazy.
You know? So yeah, man. Yeah, I'm just grateful. I'm just grateful for the experience that I had, what I got to learn, what I have to share with the people. And this is hardly anything compared to my notes and what I really want to do. You know what I'm saying? But everybody benefits. Everybody benefits from these products. And I'm just grateful for it. Man.
I'm grateful for you coming.
Man, thanks for having me here.
Before you
man.
go.
Talk about it.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
What do you think is going on, like this Ozempic and the genre? Because it has to be something.
Yeah. So big shout out to my man, Dr. Holistic. He did a video
Dr.
on
Holistic,
Ozempic.
my boy.
Yeah, Bobby Price, right? He the man. He got a new podcast series that just dropped too. Y'all got to check that out. But he got a video on Ozempic that's pretty good, and he pretty much said the same thing I said. Look, yeah, the people are losing the weight, but it comes at a cost. And a lot of people ain't gonna know that cost till later because all this stuff is like new stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's like there hasn't been enough time, enough years passed by to see, okay, what happens after a year, 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years? What happens when it's combined with this? What happens if you don't keep this up? You know? So my thing is, you could take Bladderwrack. Bladderwrack does what Ozempic does. You take too much Bladderwrack, you losing weight till you look like 50 when he did that AIDS movie. You'll look like that. You take too much Bladderwrack, you know? And it's just like, yo, just stop cutting corners.
Yeah.
And just eat healthy.
Do the work.
Just do the work. Like everybody wants to be lazy and go around the corner. And I'm like, people would rather eat ass than the dark part of a banana.
Damn, son. Damn. Damn.
They'll eat booty before they eat that dark part of that banana.
You know, like it's so many things that's coming out to shortcut things.
Right.
You know, like, and it's like you said, it hasn't been enough time that went by to like even with the thing for COVID, the fucking Pfizer, whatever shit called.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't been no
mRNA.
time. Don't know what the fuck it is, but you know, and they're telling people, hey, this is what you need. But we don't know what the fuck it is. We don't know what's like 10 years from now what's gonna happen.
They told you what it was. They say, yo, this is an mRNA vaccine. But nobody did the research to find out, okay, what does mRNA vaccine mean? mRNA is messenger RNA. It's a fancy way of saying a flash drive or SD card. All right? That's what mRNA is, messenger. What is the message? The message is like blueprints. If DNA is a hard drive, then genes are files.
Yeah.
And mRNA or flash drives that copy files onto it, right? And then you give it to ribosomes, which are construction workers. They look at the blueprint and they build protein or houses. You know what I'm saying? That's what happens in your body to build stuff. So they're putting their own mRNA that they created in some lab in you. They're just dumping a bunch of flash drives, dumping a bunch of files into your system. That's going to upload what? What are you uploading? Exactly. That's what your body says when it comes in. They're like, what am I supposed to do with this? You know? But that's what the mRNA is. So you got all of these 15, 16-year-old kids playing football, basketball, having heart attacks, dying on the track and everything like that. Their heart giving out. You know? And, you know, it got graphene oxide up in there. Graphene oxide, along with all the other heavy metal metallic objects, those are all biosensors, is to create a network in your system. So then I can control alt delete and make you scratch your nose. I can control alt delete and make your heartbeat skip the beat. I could hit F1 and F2 and I can make you scratch your behind. Or I could just hit enter and check you up out here, because you might be worth more money dead than you are alive running around here. Why build robots where you could just turn humans into them?
That's the finesse right there. We thinking robots is coming.
No, robots is being created. We being converted right now. What you talking about?
All right, let's stop talking about it. Cut my show. They start knocking on my door.
That's
you know what I'm saying? I see the fucking SUVs outside.
Yeah.
Ain't got shit to do with me. I don't know nothing.
We're gonna have to edit this thing.
I don't know nothing,
you
man.
Know what I'm saying? But yeah, like I said, ladies, he's just gonna take it back there.
Yeah.
You know, it's very simple. You know what I'm saying? That's all you got to do. Just pull a little honey up in there.
Snap that thing right back.
And snap it back. Come on.
Can you
man.
let's try it out before you go. Put that in my eyes, man. And
yeah. We're gonna do this one right here.
All right. Okay, well, you didn't want to use this one?
Right, yeah, that one's just
film.
that one's for sure. This is the one right here. This is the one for the eyes.
Okay.
Oh yeah. You ready?
Wait, what is that?
Just the honey.
Same one as this?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like, hold on, don't be switching out on me now. All right, let's go. We about to do this.
Put the camera on me.
All right. So to everybody watching.
Wait, back in, man. All right.
There we go. All right, to everybody watching, this is what's about to happen. Okay? Like, yo, this man crazy. He about to put honey in his ass. First of all, this is not normal honey. This is stingless bee honey. Stingless bee honey from Honduras. All right? This is the honey that Dr. Sebi talked about. It helps with cataracts. It helps with glaucoma. It helps with macular degeneration, stigmatism, dry eyes, if you wear glasses, any issue with the eyes. Even if you got contacts, you could take it. Even if you got LASIK, you can still put it in there.
I got LASIK.
All right? So what he's going to do is I'm going to tell him to put his head back and look up at the ceiling. All right? He's going to take his fingers and open his eyes wide for me. I'm going to take a drop of this honey and put it in both eyes. He's going to close his eyes. All right? When he closes his eyes, he's going to start rolling his eyes around. Yeah, we're gonna do about 5 minutes. Right? And then he's gonna open them up, start blinking. All right, it's gonna cause tears. The tears are gonna mix with the honey, and then that's gonna make it seep deeper into the brain because the eyes are the brain. They're the only part of the brain on the outside of the body. Mm-hmm. Okay, so we feeding his brain tonight. Okay.
Wish me luck.
So
let's get it.
Only thing we need is a wipe or some tissue, though.
Jazz, can you give me some paper towel?
Yeah. So we don't make too much of a mess for you.
Ooh, now this is gonna be my second time trying this. I have tried it before, and it wasn't too intense. I definitely felt it. It was definitely like I felt some type of absorption. Like my body took in the honey. It's like the honey's not going nowhere. It's not dripping out. You're basically your eyes is eating the honey. It's going somewhere.
It's gonna sting in the beginning. I compare it to cutting onions. You know, you're sitting up there cutting onions, and you feel that kind of burning sensation going on, but it passes. And once it's all done, you get kind of a refreshing feeling after it's all done, like you just got out of the ocean swimming or something. You just feel like, Okay. All right. Moment of truth.
All right.
So go on.
So put it on my camera. Yeah.
There we go. All right. Let's go.
Oh, my God. Yeah. That shit again. Oh.
You got it. Nice.
Close.
That's it. Close them. Yep. Keep that head back. Yeah.
Put a timer.
Roll it to the left. Roll it to the right.
Timer. Timer.
Yep. Oh no. I can see the clock over there. Yep. Yep. I know where to go to. Roll it to the left. Roll it to the right. Roll it up and down. Roll it all around. And while he's doing that, I guess I can go through. Oh, okay. Yeah. I guess I can go over some of these products since we got some time. Since we got time, I might as well go ahead and do that. All right, so we got, right now, he's trying the Nessuit Nectar. Okay? Nessuit Nectar, stingless bee honey. This is the 2-ounce dropper. All right, and this is good for the eyes, the ears, wounds. You could put it in your tea. You could take it orally, however you want. This is the 4-ounce, all right? It's the same honey. It's just a larger size. Comes with a honey dipper like the Honey Nut Combs, Honey Nut Cheerios commercial, you know what I'm saying? Both of those, like I said, are the same honey. They're going to help you with digestion, genes. One of the main things that I left out of the conversation that they use this honey for in Honduras is to cleanse the jab out of the body. It helps to detox the jab. These people were in a long line to get this honey. And they take 750 milliliters of it, which is like 25, 26 ounces, I think, somewhere around there. But 750 milliliters over 3 weeks. And they do a mono diet. And a mono diet is a diet where you pick one fruit and you stick to that fruit, whether it's a mango or orange or avocado, you know what I'm saying, or grapes. You find the fruit, you stick to that fruit, water, and the honey only, 3 weeks. Wow. Get that thing on out of you. They were picking their fruit. Keep your head up. Keep your head back. I mean, they would pick their own fruit from the tree, though. You know what I'm saying? And that's what gave it a lot more life. So, try to go to like a farmer's market or something and get some real good fruit. You know what I mean? Do something like that. So that's the honey. That's the honey. We have the Tekanu. All right. The Tekanu is that obelisk. You know what I mean? That 12 o'clock, that power to the people. This is going to keep us satisfied, keep you satisfied. No headaches. Okay, anything like that. And you're actually nourishing your body, your blood getting iron and all those things at the same time, right? We have Phytomega-3. This is marine phytoplankton. Marine phytoplankton is what whales eat. So I'm like, if blue whales use this to grow and for sustenance, then imagine what it's going to do for you as a mammal, right? They're very small. They're nano-sized. You don't even have to digest this. It actually diffuses into your tissue as you're drinking it. You just mix a little bit of the powder with some water. If you squeeze some lime juice in there, it makes it even better. And then it's going to give you energy. If I would say what this product is like, it's like a 5-hour energy drink that lasts all day. All right. We talked about the Bontana oil. The Bontana oil is for the hair, for the skin. You can eat it. You can put it into your smoothies. It smells like coffee. It'll add like a coffee toffee flavor to whatever you're doing. It could be cooked with. I use it for my hair. My hair is mainly sea moss and Bontana. Okay. Salve is real good for eczema, any skin afflictions, arthritis, and it smells amazing too. If you got a cold, you know how you do the vapor rub on the neck and the nasal and the chest and everything? You could do that with this as well. Histonic, this is like genetic food. This is real good for the brain and for your DNA. Very strong stuff. We got the Geefy tea, that's the bitters. We talked about that earlier. Chlorella, all right? Chlorella is the green algae. This is good for chelation, getting heavy metals out the body, getting parasites out the body, getting a good amount of magnesium and other enzymes too. And then we got some natural teas. Mucilate. Mucilate is good for inflammation, autoimmune diseases, cold, good source of iron. Anything that you're dealing with where you don't feel 100%, make some of this tea. And it's mild. It ain't even bitter. But this one is bitter. Palo Guaco, this is what I used during COVID to help a lot of people with their lungs and their respiratory. They were having problems breathing properly and they were wheezing and everything. This cleaned the lungs out and it also reduces anxiety. Very bitter though. All right. We got the duck flower. All right. This is a small one that's dried up. We got larger ones than these, but this is the 6-month detox in 6 hours. You soak this dry flower in water for about 4 or 5 hours and it swells up. It gets the water back in there. You drink the water, you eat the duck flower, give yourself about 45 minutes. And yeah, you purging. Where are we at now? I think we almost there. Ain't we? What do you got, another minute? Oh yeah, he almost there. You're almost there. And then we got purple sea moss. The color is rich, all right? These are the pigments in there that let you know it has UV up in there. This thing is going to help your gut. It's going to help your reproductive system, brain, hair, skin, and nails, blood, bones, synovial fluid, calcium. Oh, this is wonderful. Your thyroid, great iodine source. People that deal with cyst, you have cyst because you don't have enough iodine. Iodine helps to get rid of cysts. So that's another thing that helps with. But just a few of the products that we got at soionicbotanicals.com. All right, so now
we done.
You about to start blinking. Keep it up. Keep it back. Get back on him. So start to blink. Yep. Blink, open, close, open, close. There you go. Blink them eyes. Blink them eyes. Yeah. Using your eyelids to move that honey around. That's right. Good. Keep going. About another 10 seconds of blinking and you'll be good. Now, normally you would do this, I would say 10 minutes. You want to do 10 minutes of this. The longer, the better. And do it in the dark, because in the dark, your pupils dilate. Mm-hmm. And it opens the eye up so it can receive a lot more. Whew. There you go.
Shit, clear as day.
I can see clear now. The rain is gone. There we go.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, man, I appreciate that, man.
Appreciate the food, man.
Yeah, of course. Out here feeding people, man. Gotta make sure that people get what they need out here, man.
That was real.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know what to say.
Wait till you dream tonight. Have some dreams tonight.
Peace. That's their peace. Thank you for coming, bro.
Thanks
Thank you for
having
coming,
me,
man.
Yes.
It's an honor. It's an honor to have you. Honor to have your knowledge. It's an honor to have these products, man. Just to share a space with you and knowing that you shared a space with a rock star, two rock stars.
Right. Two rock stars. Those rock stars.
Definitely, like, just starting this podcast just opened doors for me, man. And this is a door that I'm glad I opened, man. I'm glad I met you. And he's gonna take me to Honduras. But say that on camera.
Oh yeah.
No.
I'm definitely this one right here, right?
Any one of them.
Yeah, we definitely going to Honduras for sure. He about to come back with the super story.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Till we meet again, it's Rich Unemployed, the podcast.
Peace and love.